Wow, this your boy Diesel. You already know what it is.
All right. So, my first question is, how was it when you first went to prison? And what year this was?
When I first went to prison was 94.
Okay.
That was the Paris jail. It was wild, a lot of wild youngsters.
So, did you catch the 30 years when you went to that jail, or when did the 30-year sentence come about?
I didn't have 30, I had a life sentence.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So, elaborate on that. What
Well,
did they catch? Like, when, how it happened?
Well, murder happened in the mouth, and 2 months later, they came and got me and told me I was being arrested for murder for a guy that got killed in the project. I didn't think nothing of it because I knew I didn't do anything. So later on, when they arrested me, I went to the Paris jail and they offered me 5 years. I refused to take it. I just had 2 brand new kids at the time. So I was like, oh no, I ain't taking no time. And the guy came, lied on me, and I received a life sentence and went to Angola.
So, do you know the person that lied on you?
No, the guy said he grew up with me and he used to hang with me and all this so foolish. I never saw this guy before in my life.
Did you ever get to like face him while y'all was in court?
Yeah, I seen him when I was in court.
And you don't know him at all?
Never seen him before in my life.
Oh my God, so how did that make you feel?
I just,
You was pissed, huh?
man, I couldn't believe it.
So you said that they charged you with a life sentence. What were some of your charges?
I had murder.
Just murder?
Yeah, I had a murder charge.
And it was just one person that was killed.
Yes, one person that was killed.
All right. Well, where were you when the police came to arrest you?
I was driving, me and my cousin was together, I was in the back of the cab. Gangsta said we used to ride in the back of the cab when I used to be going hunt for gangster them. Yeah, for real. So we was driving down Porter Street and the police pulled us over. I was in the back seat and they ran up to the car. They already knew who I was and everything because the people already had told them, how I was getting around the city.
Damn. So you was set up.
Yeah, basically I was, yeah.
So do you feel like anybody in your camp or people around you helped that be successful, help this person set you up?
Yes, because a lot of guys in the mouth was like envy and jealous.
Envious?
Yeah, he was envy and jealous. I mean, they was giving me charges that I wasn't even doing. So I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Okay. Did you ever find out specifically who? You did. You did.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have to elaborate. So let's go to prison. When you realizing that you really gonna have to sit down, what was your initial reaction when you like, God damn?
I thought I had a chance to get out, but when they started denying me all my appeals, I was all the way in then. I was all the way in.
So for people that haven't been to prison or is not familiar with the prison system, what is an appeal?
When you file an appeal, it's claiming your innocence. You're trying to get the judges to look at your case to see that you were wrongfully convicted, and hopefully they overturn it and allow you to regain your freedom, or just allow you to come to court and just hear your story.
Okay, what prison were you in?
I was in Angola.
Where is Angola located?
Angola, Louisiana.
Okay, what is that around? Is that around Baton Rouge?
St. Francisville.
Okay. So like a country town.
Country town, yes.
Okay. So, how did you live? And you could tell me. I'm not gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna just let you flow. How did you live your 30 years in Angola? Go.
Wow. Now that's a good one there because everybody won't know that. But when I first went to Angola, it was taboo for youngsters to be involved in a lot of different things, as far as gambling and all that there. But I jumped straight off the bus, straight off into the underground world. The underground world is drugs, prostitution, murder, fights, stabbing. I mean, selling human beings, all that there. So I was straight off into that, and I was gambling. I used to always gamble. I was good at gambling, but that's where a lot of youngsters lose their manhood at the gambling table because they're not able to pay. But I was the youngest guy at the gambling table. They had 6 more guys like Felice Johnson, the booty man as they call him. And that's what they do. They try to stick you out so they can try to get your manhood. Everybody at the table had like 3 to 5 little sisters under their wing. So they probably was plotting on me, but I was ready for them. They didn't never seen nobody like me before. I was already seasoned. Believe that. I'm from New Orleans, y'all. Yeah, but I was seasoned. And guys, people on the outside looking in used to say all kinds of nasty things and just make up things about me because they didn't know that I was that good. So every day they see me now walking away with that bag. Every day I walked away with the bag, And now all of them on jock me now. They looking for me to feed them and clothe them and all of those stuff there. I have fed a lot of guys. Yes, I did. But those guys, man, they was trying to stick me out, I guess, but they couldn't believe that I was that good. And man, I know so many guys, man, that lost their manhood behind that there. When young men come to prison, you know, they have drug habits and cigarette habits and clothing habits, stuff like that there. You know, and they ain't able to pay, that's when they lose their manhood. So I've been around all that there. My whole time I was there. I was in that world. I was in it. In it to win it. Scared to death, but I was in it to win it. Yeah, I ain't want to kill nobody or get killed because it was really going down. The main prison was called New York City. That's what they call main prison. It was so fast. Guys walking around with thousands of dollars in their pocket. Everybody got on Louis Vuitton, Rolexes, and Bally's and Gucci's and all of those stuff there. So I mean, it was on. Yeah.
Damn.
That's how he was coming. That's how he was coming. That's
So
how
when
he
you
was
say
coming.
y'all was gambling, blackjack, cards, what y'all was?
Poker. They had many poker games and dice games, stuff like that there. But the word got around quick that this little dude from New Orleans called Lil D's, oh man, he good, man. Y'all got to watch him. I used to always mess with those youngsters about the one that got turned out. I'm like, how y'all let these dudes turn y'all out? They slow, they can't read, they can't write, they don't know nothing. How y'all let them turn y'all out? You know what I mean? How could y'all lose to them? So they used to always be looking at me like, we gonna get you. I'm like, yeah, no you're not. No you're not. Because I ain't gonna get stuck out of me. I know what to do. Then I had money to back me up, you know? So I was good, man. I was blessed. I was always, you know, I've been gambling since I was like 3 years old. So it was really taboo for youngsters to be involved in that. I remember a lot of those guys that had all these sisters told these sisters, look, anything Diesel want, give it to him. I said, oh no, I ain't messing with that deal. I don't want that. Because there was a rule. Listen, there's a rule. If the sissy say he done you something and you don't try to kill him, that means it's true. So you're gonna have a lot of trouble. So I didn't get involved in that there. Nah, I was cool with a lot of them, you know. Right now, a couple of my best friends up there, but I wasn't involved in that. Yeah.
How did you protect yourself while you was in prison?
Well, those guys already knew, they already heard before I came to Angola that I used knives. You know, Gangsta Nip was well known everywhere, you know, and I was well known, and they knew I put the knife on Gangsta Nip, so they already knew what I was gonna do to them. You know, then my brother, he was the heavyweight boxing champion, Mike, you know, my Kelvin Efford, all them guys from New Orleans, Big Marvin and all them brothers there, Poochie, Bo Miller, Bam, all them guys there. So, I mean, I guess they weren't gonna let nothing happen to me, so it was all love. Sean, Ken out there, that boardwalk, yeah, so it was all love.
So you had support within the prison system?
Oh yeah, many guys, yes.
I know you said that you've been gambling since you was 3. Who taught you how to gamble?
My mom and them, that's all they did. We used to run card games. We used to run card games. All that there in the project.
When you say that they knew you was from New Orleans, they heard of your reputation. Do New Orleans people get a special privilege because the prison is held in a country town? Like, how is it the demographic there?
Yeah, New Orleans get a special privilege. They do because, you know, we think we city slickers. You know what I mean? Yeah, we think we city slickers. Most guys that lose their manhood are basically from surrounding areas. Yeah, because it like be 1 or 2 of those guys. So, you know, it's easy for guys just to prey on those guys like that.
Damn. Have you ever witnessed it? Someone lose their manhood?
Oh, yes. I witnessed everything. I witnessed people get killed. I witnessed dudes lose their manhood. Guys turn dudes out and sell them. Have them on the market like auctions.
So that was the prostitution you mentioned?
Yeah, like we had a car auction or something like that. Yeah, we selling guys for $1,500. I seen guys buy guys for $1,500. Stuff like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's how it was going down when I went there.
Man, so my next question is, I know you witnessed all of that, but what's something that you witnessed that was so horrific that you still think about to this day?
When the guy got up one night and jugged like 3 people up, I mean, he just went to jugging them, hitting them in their head and all that kind of stuff there. Yes, indeed.
So was he like manic? Was he crazy, or he just was?
No, he was, I don't really know exactly what that happened. You know, I had just got up there, but guys was, you know, they were playing all kinds of mental gymnastic games up there. So, you know, he was an older guy. I don't know what really happened, but that nighttime came, he took care of his business.
Was he put in a hole? What happened? Did he have any consequences for what he did? Or?
Oh yeah, people came and got him, and they locked him down. He was down for many years. He haven't got out the cell blocks yet.
Have you ever been in a hole?
Oh yes, many times. I stayed in the hole. I've been to Camp J 7 times.
So what are some things or activities that get you in the hole?
Getting caught with drugs, failed drug tests. I mean fights. Disrespecting officers, stuff like that.
Did you have were you like a leader of a group of people in prison? Was it like a hierarchy? Like they got this the top dog, this the middleman?
Well, I got like the New Orleans guys. Me, all it was cool, but everybody didn't gamble, so I didn't really hang with them. You know, every day I'm hustling. I'm at the gambling table trying to get this money because I got to take care of my kids, and I got to take care of my kids from prison. So I'm hustling every day. I'm at the gambling table, and all my brothers they didn't play poker or none of that there. So I was always there. They always used to tell me just be careful. Mike was always there, especially Matthew Haynes, rest in peace, Padu from off Elvis. That was my brother there. Mike and Padu, those two had complexes behind me. Guys couldn't play with me. You know how you just joke around and stuff like that. That guys couldn't joke with me because Mike and Padu used to think that they was trying to size me up. And man, they was in trouble. So I mean, it was always serious with me on every level. It was always a serious case dealing with me.
Okay.
Being so small.
I was going to mention that. I got two questions. So I know you mentioned Mike, and you said that he was a boxer.
Yes.
How did he learn his skills? That's your brother, right?
Well, not my biological. We grew up since we were 1 year old together.
Okay. So how did he, and from boxing to into prison, like how did that happen?
Well, him and Gangster used to run together before I came home from juvenile, and when I went up there, he was always boxing. He was always good with his hand. He was always big for his age, so yeah, he was always big, yeah. He ain't play.
Okay, so I know you mentioned your size. So do you feel like people underestimated you because of your frame, because you a smaller guy?
Yes, because you being small, they don't think you're gonna bring some drama, but they had a rude awakening messing with me. Believe that.
Did you have a moment where you had a fight and somebody just was shocked?
Yes.
That you whooped their ass?
Yes, because everybody has to fight for like 200 pounds. Mike might be like, man, why everybody you fight 200 pounds, man? You tripping. I used to challenge a lot of bullies, though, for real.
Okay.
That's what I used to do.
So, I know they have something, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, is it called like the prison library or the law library or something?
They got prison library and law library.
Did you spend any time at either?
No, to be honest with you, because I was hustling, I used to pay guys to do my case. I always paid.
Okay. You felt like that was...
Yeah, that was too much time being spent at the law library, which I should have learned it myself, but I was trying to get this money.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, you don't think that they could have like finessed or said something that was wrong or lied to you?
Yeah. But once they, before they filed something for me, they let me read over it or whatever, and then I can say, okay, this is what it is. My case was clear and cut,
Okay.
I was on a first-degree murder, and now my trial lasted an hour, so picture that. I was railroad.
An hour?
An hour. That's a first-degree murder charge, yes.
Man, how do you feel about your trial? Our trial. Do you feel like you got discriminated against? You feel like they just wanted you in jail? They didn't even take the time to really do the evidence, the investigation?
Right, they didn't really do no investigation. Like I said, the police from out the Magnolia Project, he changed my police report 3 times. So, I mean, that's how they really got railroaded. They made the guy come to court. He had some open charges, and they made him come to court and lie on me so he won't go to prison. And, I mean, that's what he did.
Is he still alive?
He died, picture this, he died 2 weeks before I came home, and the people come questioning me, man, what you done that? How you got that dude killed? Man, I was scared to death. I said, I don't know nothing about that. he got killed. No, he didn't got killed, he died. He was an overweighted dude. I mean, something happened to him.
Oh, okay. He probably had blood pressure or something crazy.
Yeah, they blame me for that. I'm like, no, indeed, I don't know nothing about that. I don't even know him.
For real, okay, let's start there.
I don't even know this dude, man. Yes.
So, any more like outstanding moments in prison? Any like prison stories you want to share?
Yeah, as the time had passed, I I was educated. I already had a lot of knowledge. I was good in school. You know, during the course of all that there, I still was going back and forth to school. So I received a GED. I received a trade. You know, I became a tutor to teach guys how to read and write. You know, I seen many guys like Felice Johnson, man. I mean, many guys like Felice Johnson.
How was it when you met him? Well, did y'all know each other prior?
Huh?
Y'all knew each other prior then when you just...
No, we went.
Okay.
As soon as I got there, and I told him I've been out 30 years, we hit it up because he already knew what it was. Yeah.
Okay. And what prison he went to?
He was in Kentucky prison.
Oh, okay.
But he knew I knew about that system, you know, so we really hooked it up. After the interview, me and him chopped it up, you know. Felice ain't the person everybody think he is. Yeah, that man don't live like that no more. That man got a wife and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I asked Felice, I said, man, if you seen the dude and the female, which one you gonna choose? He said, man, female, I don't want to have nothing to do with no man again. Yeah, that's what he said.
Did he say what brought him to that decision?
Yeah, you know, Felice was drugged up, man. Them people used to hit Felice with all these old drugs called, man, they hit him with some drugs that'll knock an elephant down. So just imagine him. He didn't know who he was. He said he was in a twilight zone. He didn't know he was a girl or a man, and he couldn't even tell you the difference between a vagina and a butt. He couldn't tell you that there. Yeah, because those drugs are that powerful.
How old was he when he went to jail?
14.
Oh, no.
14, man. He had been molested all his life, you know, kicked on the streets, and there it was.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. That's how he was coming.
And I think people, and I know for me, empathy, like, I try not to judge people until I hear the full story. Because you never know what a person experienced, what they went through. And then knowing that drugs was involved, he wasn't even in his right mind.
That's right. He wasn't in his right mind.
Man.
Wasn't in his right mind. I talked to him now. You got a clear mind, and I mean, he's normal, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you keep your faith?
I believed in God, and my kids was always there. I had a good support system, man. I had a good support system, and I just knew everything was gonna be all right for me. Yeah, God is good. Man, but Felice Johnson, man. Shout out to Felice, man. You don't wanna know who you is, homie. Yeah. Free Mike. Wow.